should you or even can you offer guarantees to your clients? Now, guarantees come in a bunch of different flavors, right? There's like the technical guarantee, like I guarantee the site won't break. If it does, I'll fix it. That's not what I'm talking about. Or you won't exceed a certain budget, or you'll launch by a certain timeline. Like those are all fine guarantees to kind of put. In fact, those are almost like contractual agreement kind of things. I'm talking about guaranteeing a result, some kind of a measurable like marketing metric of some sort. And a lot of times I think where web designers begin to panic a little bit is it feels weird or awkward or uncomfortable to guarantee things that you're not directly in control of. For example, hitting the first page of Google or generating a certain number of leads every month or even a certain boost in revenue. Those things feel like they're kind of out of our control, and therefore it's uncomfortable to guarantee them. But what I want to talk about right now is the difference between setting goals and offering guarantees. The guarantees are optional. In a minute, I'm going to share with you 3 different types of guarantees that you might want to consider, but they're all optional. You don't have to do the guarantee at all if you don't want to. But you do have to set goals, because if you're not setting goals, you have no idea how to structure the project properly. For example, maybe you're working with a client who needs a lot of leads or a lot of discovery like right now because they're going to do a launch or something like that. And so in order to kind of get people in for that kind of short-term marketing campaign, you'll probably have to run ads. And then based on how much revenue they want to generate from all of it, that would begin to dictate what the ad spend is. But maybe they don't have anything like that. Maybe they just want more leads in general. They got a lot of time to do it, and an organic, like local SEO kind of strategy might work better. But you have to know that. Like you have to know what's the time frame? How many leads are we getting? What kind of boost in revenue are we looking for? Because that's going to affect the targeting of the ads or the targeting of the local SEO and so forth. But you have to know what the goal is in order to be able to have the right prescription for the marketing strategy. And a lot of web designers are even reluctant to set goals because they feel like, hey, if I miss the goal, I'm a bad person. But you're not. Like, say you're playing golf. Does that mean if you don't hit a hole-in-one on every strike, does that make you a bad person? Of course not. It just means that when you hit the second shot, you're going to recalibrate a little bit. So the same thing happens with marketing. It's like, you've got to get stuff dialed in. If you're running Facebook ads, it takes a little bit of time to get the audience dialed in and the ad spend dialed in and what you say in your headline and the image and the copy, like all of that stuff, it takes a little bit of time to get it working right. So it doesn't necessarily mean you hit a home run on the first swing. It just means we're working towards a certain goal. We know what we're shooting for. Here's another example, like a different category to kind of illustrate the point. Suppose I hire a weight loss coach because I want to lose weight before I go to the beach. But I don't tell the weight loss coach how much weight I want to lose, but maybe I'm thinking, I'm going to go to the beach in 2 months. I'd like to lose 20 pounds before I leave. Okay? But if I don't tell her that, she might think something less aggressive, like maybe we'll just work on a plan that's like five pounds a month or something like that. And then in 2 months, I've only lost 10 pounds and I feel disappointed because I only hit half of my goal. But if I don't share the goal, if we don't set that, then how does she know how to put together the right strategy to help me actually get to where I want to be? But if I say, hey, I'm getting ready to go to the beach in 2 months and I'd like to lose 20 pounds in 2 months, then she can say, well, here's the regimen you need to follow. And if you do this, it's likely that you'll lose 20 pounds in 2 months. Now, she could even offer a guarantee. She could say, if you don't lose 20 pounds in 10 months, then I'll give you a discount or give you your money back or something else. Like there could be a guarantee there, but you don't have to do the guarantee, but you do have to know what the goal is. Otherwise, you wouldn't know what to put in my fitness and diet plan to make sure that I kind of get to where I want to be. Like, how do you support me if you don't know where I'm headed? That's the difference between goals versus guarantees. Goals are mandatory. Guarantees are optional. If that makes sense, go ahead and thump the thumb for me. That will help more people discover the video. Now, what if you do want to offer a guarantee? Well, there are 3 different kind of broad flavors of guarantees that are worth considering. One is the money back guarantee, which is you do a bunch of work, and if you don't actually hit the outcome that the client wants, then you give them some or all of the money back. I don't really like doing that kind of a guarantee because it's so much of it, it's such an ultimatum. It's like you might need a little bit of wiggle room here and there. And I also feel like it kind of feels like a slick, salesy guarantee. I don't really like it. It just doesn't settle well with me to do these like money back guarantees. But then there's another one, which is like you don't have to pay until we hit the goal. And I like that one a little bit better, but it does have this one problem, which is you are now more invested in the project than the client. Like they don't have any skin in the game. And when that happens, oftentimes it's difficult to get feedback from them. Or like if you're looking for copy or any kind of scheduling of meetings or something, there's just very little commitment on the part of the client because they don't have anything invested yet. And so I tend to shy away from that one as well. My favorite guarantee is to say, here's where our goal is. Like I expect to hit this particular goal by this certain time. And if we don't do that, then I'll just keep working with you for free until we do. And the reason that's my favorite is because once we kind of get the goals out on the table, I kind of know how long it might take, like based on where they currently are and where they're headed and what all the different metrics are. I can kind of predict where I think would be a reasonable, time frame to set to achieve certain goals. And if I miss it by a little bit, then I can just extend it. I can throw in a free month. Like for example, with the weight loss idea. If I don't lose 20 pounds in 2 months, maybe I'm only 18 pounds there. I'm 2 pounds shy. And then the weight loss coach will say, well, I'll just work with you for free another month. And then we'll kind of bump you over and you'll be there. And it's not that risky on anyone's part. It's not risky on your part as the web designer because maybe you just need to move a little bit, like just do an extra month here or there. But it's also really reassuring on the part of the client because they're like, well, hey, they're so confident that they're going to do it, that they'll just work with me for free. So one way or another, I'm going to get the result I want. But it might take a little bit longer, but that kind of gives me that kind of guaranteed result in there without you having to have massive risk on your side. And everybody has equal commitment to the project. Like everybody has their incentives aligned. So that's my favorite type of guarantee. But all of that is to say that even if you don't do guarantees at all, you have to set the goals. And as soon as you start setting goals, it reframes the entire way you market your business because you can start talking about outcomes and results instead of individual services. And then that changes everything all the way down to how you answer the question, what do you do? You go to a business networking meeting or you get introduced somewhere and everybody's going to want to know what you do. So if you want to know how to answer that question, check out this next video and I'll tell you exactly what to say when people ask you, what do you do? And when you start answering in this new way, I guarantee you'll get more leads and more clients at a much higher price point. So check out this next video and I'll see you in just a minute.